mistress. You called for me, and I came as quickly as I could. I apologize if it took some time. Even though it was late, I was performing a duty that's not often performed, and quite a long ways away from your room. I'm aware that I'm supposed to stay close to you, but I was still unaware that you were still awake. I deeply apologize, mistress. That said, why are you still awake, mistress? Ah, I see. Groggy and sleepy. And you can't quite catch the sleep. I understand completely, mistress. Why don't you sit up for a moment and lay down on my lap so you can tell me what in detail is happening? Oh, mistress, as much as I'd love to help from here, you and I both know that physical contact is much better to help soothe a stressed mind than most other things that aren't sleep. Now, come here. Now let's see. There's many reasons my mistress could be having trouble sleeping. Let's go over the easy ones. Was it too hot? Too cold? Did a nightmare wake you up? The infamous I couldn't sleep. I was expecting this day that would come. The day when your maid finally has to help you with something so odd of a request as this. But I suppose, my mistress, anything for you. No, don't stress your beautiful little face about it. I'm tall, I'm squishy, and I'm your servant. You called for me in the middle of the night because you couldn't sleep. So now there's only one option I have available to me. I'll simply have to sleep with you. Shh, it's all right. Don't worry so much, mistress. It's very simple. Not too much teasing or anything. I promise I'll behave. All I will do is take care of you. Lay down next to you and do anything in my might to allow you to sleep. Even if it takes all night, I'll be right here beside you. Now, before we do this, could I please be allowed a moment to undo my uniform and change into my sleeping robes? If that's allowed, mistress. Well, of course I have to ask permission, mistress. It's not just because you're in charge and everything in this house has to be exactly the way you want it to be, but also because I love to see you blush all cute like that when I ask you to exercise control over me. Even though I'm so much taller, more experienced, you'd almost say I was supposed to be in charge, wouldn't you? Very well. I'll head to my bedchambers and return as quickly as I can. Just wait for me right here on the side of the bed, mistress. If you wish, perhaps, walking a little bit can also help you coax you to sleep. It's merely a suggestion, but perhaps it would help, no? Mistress, I've returned to my sleeping garments. I'm ready to help soothe you to sleep. Are you ready as well? Wonderful. I hope you prepared yourself mentally for this, because I'll be making very sure that you'll fall asleep. The first part is laying in bed together. Would you press tightly against me? How does that sound? A warm body wrapped around you to keep the cold at bay, both from your body and your heart. Now, I know you might not like the next step, but I do believe it's actually one of the best things you can do to help you sleep. I want you to give up control. Of course, you're still my mistress, and I'm still your maid. But just for a moment, Let me be the one to tell you what to do. Let me be in control, so you don't have to worry about a thing. They say that being the one that is being controlled is so much more peaceful than the one in control. You don't have to think. You don't have to say anything or let your brain rush around at all. All you do is to feel good and do as you're told. Doesn't that sound nice? Giving up control to your loving maid for a moment so she can dote on you and help you get to sleep. And then when you wake up, everything will go back to normal. Wonderful, mistress. Now let's start by having you press yourself against me. Firmly wrapped in my arms, pressed against my chest in a wonderful tight embrace. Surrender yourself to the soft warmth of my body. The sheets on top of you. Everything surrounding you right now is of the highest quality, chosen just for you. Just for your comfort, just for your pleasure. Even I was hired to suit your needs as perfectly as possible. My appearance soothing to your eyes. My body practically made to assist you in every way possible. So just let yourself be soothed by my warmth and by my scent. You know, nobles have much harder lives than most people ever gave them credit for. People think that really, like you, just live in luxury without ever having to worry about a thing. But really, it's not quite that simple. Every interaction with family is a complex puzzle with many hundreds of rules. I've heard some rules of etiquette you have to uphold. So many niche rules that you have to remember at all times for any moment of the day. And then there's the fact that really, you're contributing quite a lot to this little town around your manor. Just the jobs here are a massive help. Giving money out of your pockets to us, allowing the townsfolk to sustain their economy. You're constantly busy keeping the finances, visiting and hosting feasts that are quite stressful occasions. And there's constantly news from some part of the country to be concerned that other people would simply ignore. I suppose you're right. It doesn't sound like a lot when you say it out loud, but I know how much it is and how it can stress you from time to time. You put so much effort in every single day, and that's why you have plenty of people to help you and take care of the minute stuff. Of course, I do think you do a good job. You're always busy helping everyone as much as you can, taking care of as many people as you can. Doing whatever you can to make sure you're doing all that. And I think that's a part of the reason you can't sleep right now. All the stress from all that worrying is making it so you would have a hard time sleeping. Which is why I thought that you giving up control would help a bit. Allowing yourself to be vulnerable by giving up control is something that helps with stress for a lot of people. A lot of the time. So by letting me take control, letting me tell you what to do, being so sweet and cute for me, you're allowing yourself to relax, to calm your minds a little bit. No choices to make because someone's making them for you. No thoughts, no stress, just me and you. Just relaxation, calmness, warmth, and eventually sleep. Shh, don't say anything, just lay back and do as I say. All I want for you to do is just tense up in your feet. Stretch your toes as far as you can for a few seconds and then relax. Let your body feel that it can finally relax your feet. There's no reason to go anywhere for a while, so your feet can turn off. Now up to your legs. Stretch out. Tense up. As far as you can. And then, after just a little bit, let your muscles relax. Let them fall limp on top of mine. I know, right? It's weird. Have you tense up as much as you can, even for a few seconds. Letting yourself relax feels so much better than when you just lay down. What is that I hear? Did you call your loyal maid Mommy? Shh, don't be embarrassed. Just your mind relaxing along with your body. Slipping out because you're relaxing. I can't say I wasn't expecting it at least a little bit. I mean, look at me. I know there's plenty of girls who can look at me in that way. And I suppose that you too are a young woman, mistress. So it's only logical that your maid, you'd draw the same conclusions as any other young woman would. But don't be afraid. It'll be our little secret. If you let me call you baby girl. I'm dead serious, mistress. I won't tell anyone that you called your loving maid Mommy while you're snuggled up into her, attending to sleep. If you'll just let me call you my baby girl. Sounds fair, doesn't it? There. Good girl. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? We're gonna do your stomach next. Arms and back. Tense as hard as you can. Just for a moment. And after a few seconds, relax them again. It's basically like turning something on and off. Just to make sure it's properly off. If you ever feel anything serious pain from doing any of this, tell me, mistress. Because this isn't supposed to hurt at all. But what it can do is bring minor injuries to the surface, which you might not normally notice, which hurts more when you're suddenly tensing muscles and relaxing them again. So if anything hurts suddenly after we've done this, just tell me and we'll talk to someone who can help, okay? Good. Now let's do your hands. Each finger stretch as far and wide as you can. Then, relax again. Limply hang from your palm. Then take your arms. Stretch all the way from your shoulders to your wrist. As far out as you can take them. There you go. See? Doesn't that feel so good? It's a little bit tingly, a little bit numb. Almost as if your body has finally accepted that it's supposed to be asleep right now. There's one thing left that needs to go to sleep. Your pretty little head. Yes, my good girl. I'm going to help you with that too. You don't need to move an inch. All you do is let me tell you a few things that you need to hear. Shh. No. You don't even have to think. All you have to do is lay my arms and relax. I want you to know that you deserve everything. You might be worried about not doing enough to deserve things you've gotten. You might be embarrassed about needing things that others don't need. You might even be stressed about barely being able to keep up with others that seem to keep up with ease. But the truth is that everyone has their own pace, their own needs, their own value. Everything you receive is earned, and you can make yourself feel guilty very easily by overthinking about it. Sure, maybe other people need to put in more effort to earn as much as you do, but they have other skills that you don't have. Every one of them has their own strongs and weak sides. You found your strong sides, or at least a few of them, You spend every day trying to get those strong sides to make the world a better place. Don't judge yourself for having those weak sides. That's what you have other people for. To supplement your strengths and weakness. To ask for help when you need it. To be better together. Just like you're such a good girl. Asking your mommy Maid to help you when you can't sleep. Speaking of, I think your calm and slow breathing means you're almost asleep already. I'll be quiet, so you can actually fall into a nice deep slumber. Sleep tight, my mistress, and my good girl.